wins, Kevin Owens.
But when a guy looks like this and they're telling me he's a prize fighter, what prize fighter looks like this? I never saw a prize fighter look like this.
But I don't think you're a coward.
And I don't think CM Punk is a babyface right now because he is saying some very heelish things. So let's take the promo and do a deep dive Easter egg breakdown of the entire second Kevin Owens CM Punk promo. I highly recommend watching the first video because this one kind of piggybacks off of that video and promo, but you can watch it by itself as a standalone.
So why don't you go ahead, say it to my face.
So CM Punk says, all right, go ahead, go. You can talk now.
The floor is yours.
Right after I keep talking.
Is it great to be alive on a Friday night?
And then he keeps talking.
What are we waiting for? Come on.
CM Punk just did that thing where you're waiting and waiting and waiting for someone to get ready. So finally you take off your shoes and you sit down, and then they come hurrying to the door and saying, hurry, hurry, we're going to be late. What are you doing?
You know, it's pretty ironic.
CM Punk is not being ironic here. He's actually being hypocritical in the actions that are about to be explained.
You come out here talking about me saying things to your face. Because last week we were in this ring. Yet you chose to be all the way down there with your back turned to call me, what was it, a fat slob? Of course, the camera caught it. It's not exactly the language you use, but it's right around there.
Fat! So wait, you think I won't say that to your face?
Is it okay to call a fat person fat?
100% it's okay to call a fat person fat.
Do you not worry about hurting people's feelings?
Why is me pointing out what you've done to yourself make me in the wrong?
CM Punk is like, preach, lady, preach!
I'm sure you would have no problem saying things to my face because a lot of people don't know this, but our story begins really 20 years ago.
Okay, last time I say this, but go watch this video right now on the channel because it'll make everything, I don't know, it'll fill in the gaps way better.
All right, you want to educate the people as to why Kevin Owens doesn't like me?
Notice how he says it? Even when he's like giving in and he's like, okay, Kevin, go for it. He's still being kind of condescending. I guess, Kevin, just air it out. Like, it's not a big deal, dude. Calm down. He's very dismissive in Kevin's feelings.
Go right ahead. Smarten him up.
You're going to notice this, that he will let Kevin tell his side of the story, but CM Punk won't tell his. And usually, there's two sides to every story, but CM Punk, he must know he's in the wrong because he's not gonna tell his side because he probably can't even make his side look good.
20 years ago, me and Phil...
CM Punk hates when other wrestlers call him by his first name.
Phil's changed. He's different. He's a new guy. You know, Phil, it's been 10 years.
Did my tweet hurt your feelings, Phil?
I want to make a correction from my last video. I was like, why does CM Punk hate people calling him Phil if his t-shirt itself has the word Phil is the best in the world? I guess that was a play on words. They were in Philadelphia, so that was actually probably it.
Me and Phil wrestled for the same independent promotion.
That promotion is Ring of Honor. It is now owned by Tony Khan, who also owns AEW, which is the current second biggest promotion and WWE's biggest rival.
Me and Phil wrestled for the same independent promotion.
He's straight edge, and that means he's better than you. Those were the words of one CM Punk. And it all started, you guessed it, right here in Ring of Honor.
And he was the big top guy.
I loved ROH so much.
Oh, you chose to berate me, insult me, and scream at me in a locker room full of my peers.
And I guess he took exception to me wrestling in the shirt, so he told me before the show not to wear the shirt. And I didn't. And then when I got to the back after my match, I don't know what happened, man. I was blown up, so maybe it seemed like it came off really rude. Punk was looking at me, and I looked at him, and I said, "Are you happy now?" But I was really just trying to kind of kid around with him. But he really took exception to that. And reamed me out in front of the whole locker room.
20 years you've been holding on to this. This is what this is all about. 20 years.
I want to punch CM Punk in the face. Like, I am a CM Punk fan, but, like, that is so dismissive. Like, that is such a jerk move to not acknowledge why someone is upset, but to just kind of, like, brush it off like they have the problem.
But it's also what happened in the last 20 years.
So CM Punk has had beef with tons of people over the years, but I think we're talking specifically right now, Kevin Owens is talking about when CM Punk went to AEW.
The person you've been, the things you've said, the things you've done.
After a bunch of years from quitting WWE, he shows up at AEW. At first it's peachy keen, but eventually there's a problem. It revolves around Colt Cabana and whether or not CM Punk politic to get him either fired or reduced hours, pushed to Ring of Honor, whatever the case may be. Then Adam Page cuts a promo on live TV that CM Punk wasn't aware that he was going to do. And he says that guy went into business for himself. CM Punk, he wins the title. He goes to a press conference with Tony Khan sitting right next to him. There's some footage in the first video, and he just goes off. He goes off on the EVPs, who are the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. He goes off on Adam Page. He throws insults at MJF. Everybody, nobody is safe, okay? This leads to a brawl in the back, and Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, they're suspended. CM Punk suspended, other people suspended, and it doesn't even end there. When they come back, CM Punk will eventually get into a fight with another guy, Jack Perry. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you who's right, who's wrong in this situation. There's plenty of videos out there if you want to go get it yourself. But this, I believe, is what Kevin Owens is referring to.
The way you've treated people I care about, good friends of mine.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Mr. Omega, I can see that these people love you. You know what, Jenny? I think I kind of like you too.
Oh, which ones? I think you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. I'm pretty sure your friends hate me.
I hate that CM Punk did this because I feel it's very unfair to Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens, there's no way he's allowed to mention the competition, Young Bucks and or Kenny Omega. They are active wrestlers in AEW right now. So for CM Punk to put Kevin Owens on the spot like that, I feel is kind of going into business for himself. And this isn't even the first time he did this.
Drew McIntyre has always been the chosen one.
Who chose you? What was his name? Huh?
That's so unfair because CM Punk knows that those names can't be said, so it automatically puts the other person in a no-win situation. They are on the microphone with each other, and just like CM Punk didn't like when Adam Page put him in a no-win situation, he is now doing it to these guys, and that's not cool.
You might think I'm talking about only 3 of them, but trust me, every friend I have in this industry hates you.
Some say that the Elite calmly entered the locker room where CM Punk was getting changed in the company of Ace Steel and his dog Larry, and Punk almost immediately starts swinging for them. Other reports say that Omega and the Bucks either literally, metaphorically, or kind of sort of kicked the locker room door down and went in with designs on a dust-up. When fists started flying between Matt and Nick Jackson, Punk and Steel, Omega, according to one report, allegedly took the initiative to get Larry the dog out of the room.
Because they see right through you.
Being hated by losers is the price I pay for not being one of them.
That sounds like a good comeback until you really think about it.
What I heard was you bought AIDS medicine and raised the price by 5,000%.
That's all true.
That's fact. Yeah. Okay, so that sucks.
If you had a manager that was your comedy manager and he said, you know, you're great, you're wonderful, your punchlines are fantastic, you work really hard, we're going to sell tickets for 33 cents and it's going to be great. We're going to make a lot of money together.
Does going to the show save people's lives?
I don't think it makes a difference.
All the audience has AIDS.
In fact, I would say that it's even more important.
You see what I mean? It's like using CM Punk's logic, that guy who raised the prices of medication that could save life, he could just be like, yeah, only losers hate me. Only losers hate me. No, I think just the opposite. I think losers like this guy. And I'm not saying CM Punk is a loser. I'm just saying that argument isn't checkmate.
I see it back there. A locker room full of people that look up to you, and why?
If you know anything about AJ Styles and CM Punk, you would know that we really don't care for each other.
Because You came back here and you made amends and you made everything okay.
I was expecting a problem when he came here. And I was wrong. The guy looks like he's happy to be here. He looks like a guy that I'd want to step in the ring with and tear the house down with.
There's one guy left that still doesn't like you, and that's me.
Punk is a genuinely awful human being. Non-stop negative stories about him. You do a character study on him. My degree's in criminology. He's guilty beyond all a reasonable doubt. He's a terrible, terrible human being.
He was a parasite. There's just so much real, I mean, hatred's a strong word, but it's as close to hatred as you can get.
Everything you do, everything you say is performative.
And I wonder to myself, when that TKO merch check comes through,
now I'm too rich and too old to give a damn, but I understand.
Which account does it go to? Does it go to the needy wrestling families who can't afford WrestleMania tickets?
Lower the ticket prices, because I want all these families to come and watch me.
Or, simple question, and I have a sneaky suspicion that goes right into the bank account titled, I'm sorry, Saudi Arabia.
Oh!
You, look at me when I'm talking to you.
To talk, seriously. What do you got to say? I'm just going to come right out and say it, okay? I think you're a rageaholic.
What?
I hope you're having a blast because I'm having the best time. Now, let's talk about the psychopath stare. That person isn't going to look at you all mean.
Phony.
They're going to look at you like they're just looking at you.
The only reason you came back here, because the kind of person you are led you to screw things up everywhere else you went.
Nobody wants you here. They never wanted you here. That whole locker room's afraid to say it, not me.
You had no choice. And I don't respect people like you.
Today I had to make one of the toughest decisions of my professional career. Today I terminated Phil Brooks, CM Punk, for cause.
And while you were gone, regardless of what you think about me, I'm gonna step back, your breath's a little rough.
Confidence. That's easy when your breath doesn't smell like breath death.
12 years consistently in this ring before this injury.
Kevin Owens, what a whirlwind of a night for you. You just defeated the man who you will be taking on in less than 2 weeks at Fastlane, and all this after not even being in the ring since last October.
And what did I do? I main evented everywhere. I won titles. I became Universal Champion. What else did I do? Oh, here's a good one. Something you'll never get to do. I main evented WrestleMania against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, it's doubling! Stunner!
Man, you really did, didn't you? Congratulations.
You see how he said that? He said that like how when Pete Davidson gets a really hot girlfriend.
So someone was asking me, how exactly does Pete Davidson do what he does? Dude dates more high-profile chicks than actual Hollywood A-listers.
Man, you really did, didn't you? Congratulations.
It's like, how did that guy get her?
I was happy for you then. I'm happy for you now.
He is so lying. I was happy for you, but come on, let's be honest.
But you honestly think you would have been afforded those opportunities if I was still here?
I'm telling you, he's either the worst babyface in existence right now or one of the best heels.
Like I wouldn't have been picked before you?
Like I wouldn't have been picked for cheese. Like, you are nothing, Kevin Owens. That's what he's saying.
And tell me why you think I wouldn't have gotten those opportunities. Fat! Huh? Because it's the same thing you thought 20 years ago, isn't it?
But that afternoon, Punk just made a crack about me wrestling in a shirt.
What am I, huh? Just some fat indie slob?
But you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic, and all you did was judge me. Because why? I was fat?
A fan who's on the wrong side of the guardrail?
people are trying to point at you and say he doesn't look like a wrestler, he looks like a fan. You've kind of broken the mold.
Yeah, I mean, I still get it all the time, but it's the people that feel like that's a knock or an insult. It's very stupid.
Is that what I think of you, or is that what you think of yourself?
I think you're starting to think.
And I got a locker room full of guys that want to be champion.
Because one way or another, sooner or later, I'm coming for that championship.
I'm calling out Oba Femi. Oba! If you want Oba, I want Oba! And I get endometriosis instead.
Lower abdominal pain in women. It could be endometriosis, where tissue similar to the womb lining grows outside the uterus, like on the bowel or bladder. It flares with hormonal changes, causing pain, urinary or digestive symptoms before periods.
Like, honestly, I think Kevin Owens might be trying to hold in laughter right here. I mean, I'm sure he hates CM Punk, but that was kind of an out of left field reference that I could see catching somebody off guard to the point where you crack up a little. That's the worst. That's the worst. When you're in a heated argument with someone and they make you laugh a little, like, you're like, ah, don't do that.
I look at you and I see a lot of things, Kev. And listen, it's a hard pill to swallow, but we judged you, and you want to listen to me disparage you? It would put to light all the great things. And we held you to a standard of the potential that we saw in you. I look at you and I see a guy that speaks 2 languages when I can barely speak 1. So in my book, that makes you smarter than me.
John, à Battleground, je te promets une chose. C'est que je vais te battre et devenir le nouveau champion des États-Unis.
But then I also see a guy that avoids the work. You're the one who fell short of that mark. Who doesn't try to be at least 1% better every single day. It's not my fault. I am not wrong for seeing greatness in you 15 years ago. And to me, man, that makes you stupid. But I damn sure am a fool for trying to hold you to that standard and expect greatness. I see wasted potential because you're a bum. I see a tough guy, but he's a bum. Because you're a bum. You avoid the hard work. You say I'm a shapeshifter when really the word you should be using is evolved.
I'm happy. I think that's the big thing that kind of resonates through all this, right? I understand it's a different, CM Punk, and some people might, well, oh, where's angry Phil? To be angry about right now, man. I'm just happy.
Sorry if I'm a little snippy.
That's fine.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm tired. And I work with children.
I evolved. I adapt.
Punk tweeted, "Go suck a blood money covered
radio edit."
He's a fraud.
In Saudi Arabia.
A man who has the opportunity to change things.
You radio edit. Dork.
Like a politician.
Legitimately had nothing to do with Saudi Arabia.
And he sits down, gets on his stomach.
I woke up and I was crabby.
And he rolls over like the little that he is.
Mohammed, I sincerely apologize to you.
All talk, no action.
And I love Saudi Arabia. Hell, if you would have done some of the work, even half the work that I've done in my career.
CM Punk gives no example. He just says, you're lazy. How? How is Kevin Owens lazy? But he says it in a way that it's like taken as fact, but it can't be taken as fact. It just can't.
Instead of avoiding it, maybe you would have been able to avoid that Bill Goldberg spear. Former best friend.
I would just like to take a moment to say I hate Bill Goldberg.
That ended the last time you had a championship belt.
Yes, Kevin lost his belt, but you can win this belt right here. You see, I'm holding a contest at 30,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job. I'm going to give it away. In fact, every 10,000 subscribers, I give away a championship belt. Free shipping, free everything, anywhere in the world. Africa, Europe, Ohio. I'll ship it there. No charge, not joking, and it's not a toy, people. It's a replica and it can't be yours, so comment and subscribe to win.
What I see when I look at you, when you go home, I'm convinced you look in the mirror and you hate what you see.
Not gonna lie, they do start repeating things. That comment of, you're just so lonely or unhappy, they said that last week. In fact, they're even gonna start rehashing things they said this week and just say it again. I feel that this promo last week and this week should have been just one amazing promo, but they were forced to split it in two. So anytime they repeat something, I'm just gonna gloss over it.
I don't. I love who I am. I've always been the same guy.
You know, like I've heard people trying to knock me with this. Like, he looks like a fan. Like, yeah, I am a fan, dude.
And you know what? Being like you probably wouldn't have helped, because after all, you couldn't avoid that Roman Reigns spear at WrestleMania.
Another spear to Punk.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And honestly, Kevin Owens, he was distracted by Chris Jericho, and that's how he got speared. CM Punk, that was just a complete one-on-one, so...
But I still see the same guy I saw 20 years ago.
Jim used to not like that I wrestled in a t-shirt and shorts, that I was not jacked, and that I had a beard, and that I basically did whatever I wanted. I don't think I've changed at all.
Does that bother you? Because I never cared what you thought of me.
You know, whatever it may be. But I've never made a conscious choice to be heavier or be, you know, lighter or look better. And man, that really drives a lot of people crazy.
I never seeked out your advice, seeked out your guidance.
CM Punk has a history of wanting to be a locker room leader.
You would actually walk in the locker room and say, as a locker room leader.
Where CM Punk said that? Do you remember that?
Multiple times.
As the locker room leader, I'm like, you don't lead me.
However, it wouldn't matter, because when he left WWE, he cut off ties to everybody. He was a mentor to people, and he would not answer the phone call once he left WWE.
You know, and we had a mentor-mentee kind of relationship, you know, at that point, because I was a lot younger. And then even over the years, I reached out to him a couple of times to try to, like, engage, and nothing, no response, except whenever he would get a chance, he would just talk as much crap as he could.
I have regretted for 20 years not punching you in the mouth in that locker room.
Actually, it was the best thing he could have done for his career, because as Kevin will actually say in like 30 seconds,
it's because if I did, I know you would have ruined my career, and that would have been it.
20 years ago, you were a greenhorn who stepped into my locker room and thought you could get away with speaking to me disrespectfully.
You know, I will say this, now that I think about it, they did have a verbal confrontation, and after Kevin Owens apologized, CM Punk didn't get him fired, so I will give CM Punk that.
And you've been crying about the consequences for 20 years.
I don't think he's been crying about the consequences. When I told this story in the first video, there's plenty of people who never actually heard it before. Now, there are 2 interviews out there where he does talk about it, but there's a big difference in telling a story that people ask you about and actually crying about something. He never used that for his clout.
You say you never looked up to me? That's fine by me, because in Toronto, that's exactly what you're gonna do when I put your fat ass to sleep.
All right, we have come full circle here, where we start off this entire promo about whether or not CM Punk will call him a fat butt to his face, and well, we end with him calling him a fat butt to his face, just like we have come full circle in their careers. It starts off with them yelling at each other about a t-shirt, and now here they are feuding about that shirt at the twilight of their careers. Boys, gals, thank you so much for watching my Easter egg deep dive breakdown. If you liked it, please keep watching the channel. If you didn't like it, actually still keep watching the channel. Just hit play, mute, and let the thing run. Because don't forget, you want to win a belt and I want to quit my day job. See ya, bye.